Hi everyone guys, my name is Andrew and I'm representing the channel mlaautomation. We are learning in PHP and today topic we're going to take for understanding how to use design patterns such as Iterator. So this video is a part of a series of videos, episodes related to design pattern, and currently we are learning behavioral design patterns. It's a very complex topic, group of design patterns, and that's why I'm not going to waste the time and to go directly about to take the specific time for this pattern. So Iterator is design patterns from real example. It's a good when you have a radio receiver. You start at the radio station and move forward and back through the stations. That is a device provides an interface for iterating over the channel. So when you these design patterns is very good from the real example of life when you have different stations and you in the radio, and you need to move from one to another. So this is from the life, and briefly, this template is a way to access the elements of an object without exposing the underlying representation. So, Wikipedia is saying that Iterator is a behavioral design pattern that lets you traverse elements of a collection without exposing its underlying representation. This pattern uses an iterator to move from a container to and provide access to the elements of the container. The pattern implies the separation of the algorithms from the container. In some cases, algorithms specific to this container can be separated. In PHP, it's fairly easy to implement this pattern using the PHP standard library. First, let's create a radio station. Take a look please on the example, and you see there is a class RadioStation. He has a protected property frequency, and he has a constructor which receives as an argument, he receives a float number of station, and he implements this number of station to frequency. Then he had a get frequency method which returns a float type of frequency. And also now we have as main class station list, which implements into such as interfaces like countable and iterator. This is standard library. This is standard library classes, interfaces, and you can just use them on your own without any framework. So in this station list you have a property protected array of stations, and also you have you have a counter protected property which keeps the counter the number of station, and you have a method, public method add station, which receives a station and adds this station to the list of array stations. And then you have a method remove station, which also receives a station with the type of radio station, and he checks this frequency from the stations which we have in the property, and when he finds it, he just take it out. So it's very good to use the array filter, because during the different iterations the PHP searching in the list of stations array. He's searching the frequency, and when he found it, he just take it out, and that's it. So here we're going to use also count method, also public. He counts how many stations there is in the list of stations, and also there is a current. This method returns a current station which he has in the list. This method returns the counter of in the it returns the counter. This need when we want to know on which station we are currently locating in the list of stations. We need to know this is very good to use. And also there is a method next which just increments a counter on 1, and rewind or method returns the counter to the 0, to the start point. And also the station list has a valid method which returns true or false of current station if this station is set. So how it works? We just creating the object station list, and now we are able to use the add station method to add to our stations array at different objects of with the frequency. As you see, we given the object radio station and creating the object radio station with the frequency 89, then 101, then 102, and like in this way we now have 4 different objects in the station list, where we possible to use these objects to receive different informations about these stations. So for example, we in the loop are able to walk through different stations, get frequency of these stations, and print it in the console. This what it's doing. He just takes the list. This loop takes the list of stations, walking through the different stations, get frequency of this station, and printing it in the console. Now there is a method remove station, which takes object of the station with the frequency, and he he checks if this station is available in the array of stations. If there is, then he takes it out from the list, and then it is going to be only 3 stations. So let's do next. Let's run our code. Okay, now we able once more to take our loop and to see if there is a difference. Now we able to run once more, and let's check. Okay, now let's run once more. It doesn't print anything. Okay, guys, I'm going to go forward, and then after those to understand what's going on. And meantime, let's see the pros and cons of using this design pattern. So pros, he follow this up pattern following single responsibility principle. You can clean up the client code and collections by extracting bulky traversal algorithm into separate classes. It's open-close principle. You can implement new types of collections and iterators and pass them to existing code without breaking anything. You can iterate over the same collection in parallel because each iterator object contains its own iteration state. For the same reason, you can delay the iteration and continue into when when it needed. Cons: applying the pattern can be overkill if your application works with this simple collection. Using iterator may be the less efficient when you're going through the elements of some specific collection directly. Usage: when to use this pattern. The pattern is very common in PHP. Many frameworks and libraries use it to provide a standard way for traversing their collections. Even very good to use this pattern in Laravel framework, since he works this framework with the collections. When you are receiving data from the database in the collection as a collection, you can work with this pattern and iterate different objects in the collection. So we came to the end of this lesson. Thank you so much everyone who watched till this moment. Hope this lesson gave you understanding about the iterator pattern. If you still have questions, please place them along with ideas in the comment section. Remember, the link on the code will be in the description for this video. You will be able to go on the GIS, review, copy and run it on your environment. Grateful everyone who for subscription and likes, for comments also, and who didn't do this, please do, because it supports a lot and impacts on the quality for the lessons. See you in the next videos. We wish you all the best and bye bye.